will do. Okay, so let us start. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining this meditation magic sessions. So we have been discussing this wonderful book from Deepak Chopra, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. And today we are discussing the seventh law, this law of Dharma. And this is the last law for this book and last session as well on this book review. Okay. So the seventh spiritual law of success is the law of Dharma, which means the purpose in life. The law of Dharma says that we have taken this human life on this earth only to fulfill a purpose. So we are divine in our true essence, in that field of true potentiality. And this divine takes human form to fulfill a purpose. So law of Dharma or the purpose in life has three components. He explained it in three components. So the first component says that each of us are here to discover our true self, to find out our own true self, our own, that our true self is spiritual. And it doesn't mean like a knowledge wise, right? If I'm telling our true self is spiritual and you just hearing, it's not like that. You have to know by yourself. That means you have to experience yourself that your true self is spiritual, not just knowing, right? So that essentially we are spiritual beings and have taken a manifestation in this physical form. We are not human beings that have occasional spiritual experiences. It is the other way around. We are spiritual beings that have occasional human experiences. So each of us is here to discover our higher self or our spiritual self. That is the first fulfillment of this law. And we must find out for ourselves that, inside us is a god or goddesses in embryo that wants to be born, so that we can express our divinity. So all of us have that god or goddesses inside us, right? So the second component is understanding that each person is a light energy, and that's who has a very unique gift, and that a special talent to give to others. Says we, all of us, right? We, when we are coming to the earth, we get one unique gift. So when we blend that unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all the goals. So this law of Dharma says that each person who is alive can do something in a certain way that is better than anyone else alive in this planet. So for example, I'm there, I can do one thing that is better than everyone in this planet. And same thing with you, right? So there is one thing you can do, and you have very special way of expressing or doing it, and that is better than anyone else that are alive in this whole planet. And again, right, everyone has this gift, because this universe in its perfection, it's complete. It doesn't have any loose or spare parts. It's complete and perfect in its totality. And when you are doing your unique thing in your unique way, there is a symptom that comes along with that. You lose track of time. You escape from this time bound awareness and enter into that realm of timeless awareness. You experience timeless mind, the mind that generates, orchestrates, and delivers. If we remember, we discussed this in our first law, right? The total mind. What is the total mind of the universe, which has all these three, which can generate, orchestrate, and deliver? So the mind which is total, that is running this machinery of the universe, right? So the timeless eternal, without beginning and without ending. You experience ecstasy, like, joy, exaltation. Doesn't matter what those activities are. It could be playing football, it could be cooking, it could be, simply taking care of your children, right? So you have to find that unique talent that you have. And the third component of law of dharma says that we are here to help each other. If we change our internal dialogue from what's in it for me to how can I give, you spontaneously get what you wanted, because the internal dialogue of ego, what is it is always like, what's in it for me, what's in it for me, what will I get if I do this. But the other side, the internal dialogue of the spirit, and because the spirit is the domain of our awareness where we experience our universality, the spirit is always saying, how can I help? And even in asking that question, how can I help, we are obtaining everything that is there to obtain. So the third component of law of dharma is service to humanity, to serve your fellow human beings and to ask yourself the questions, right? How can I help? How can I help all those that I can come into contact with? And when you combine the ability to express your unique talent with that service to humanity, then you make full use of law of dharma. And when this is combined or coupled with the experience of your own spirituality, the field of pure potentiality, there is no way you will not have access to this unlimited abundance. And this abundance is not just a temporary one, it's a permanent. Okay, just asking question, how can I help, you automatically go beyond the ego into the domain of your spirit. And we all know, like, while meditating, or meditation is the most useful, or the most common way of entering this domain of spirit, right? Why we are meditating? Because we wanted to experience our spirit, right? But a lot of people are not aware that, simply shifting your internal dialogue to how can I help will also give access to that spirit, the domain of your awareness where you experience your universality. Likewise, we see a lot of people, they are very grounded, they always do a lot of volunteering, lot of helping to others. They're all such people. Actually, they are just experience touching their spirits, right? They are next level people. So when these three components of law of dharma are put to use, then anything and everything is possible at any time. If you want to apply law of dharma, then you have to commit to yourself to lovingly nurture the god or goddesses in embryo, right? That is deep lying in your soul. So you have to make a list of your unique talents and ask yourself every day, right? How can I help? How can I serve? How can I put these unique talents to the service of humanity? Right. And our dear author Deepak Chopra, he has shared about his kids. He has mentioned that he taught this knowledge, or all these laws and this wisdom to his children from a very young age, like age of 4 itself, and teach them how to do meditation from that same young age. And he mentioned to them, seems like he don't want them ever to think, even to think, right, making a lot of money, or ever think of getting best grades in the school or going to best colleges. That's what a lot of us do. That's a common thing we all are, right? Our purpose is like just to get settled and a lot of money, go to good schools, good colleges, right? That's how we focus on our children. So instead, what he focused was, he wanted them to tell what you really love to do, enjoy doing, and how you can put that into service of humanity, right? But finally they ended up going best schools, best grades, all that stuff. But they never thought about it, because when you are in tune with your dharma, then everything comes to you very spontaneously and very effortlessly. So law of dharma literally says that we are gods in embryo. These gods are, gods in embryo are the impulses of intelligence. There are states of awareness that comes from the universal mind, that comes from the universal field of infinite possibilities. And these gods that who are inside us, they have only one desire. They wanted to come out, they wanted to be just born, right? And for to be in this dharma, you have to make these commitments, right? Commitment that, I'm going to seek my higher self, which is beyond my ego, through spiritual practice. Commitment that, I'm going to discover my unique talents, and finding my unique talents, I'm going to enjoy myself, because the process of enjoyment occurs when I go into the timeless awareness. That's when I'm in the state of bliss, right? And a commitment that, I'm going to ask myself how I'm best suited to serve the humanity. I'm going to answer that question, right, to these questions, and put it into practice. Like, I'm going to use my unique talents to serve the needs of my fellow human beings. I will match those needs to my desire to help and serve others. See, such a like a beautiful way of saying, right? You are not finding an extra thing. You are just finding your own talents and helping others, right? So sit down and, make a list of answers to all these questions, right? Ask yourself if so I was thinking about this yesterday, and, I was telling my children too the same thing, right? So ask this question to yourself, right? If money was no concern, and you had all the time and money in the world, what would you do? So think about these two, right? If you would still do what you currently do, then you are in dharma, right? Because you have passion for what you are doing, you are expressing your unique talents, right? You are doing both. See, so you don't have to wait, right, for certain time, like, after I earn this much money, I will do my I will learn my unique talents. It's not like that, right? So you are already doing it nice. So just sit down and think about yourself, master. If money is no concern, that means imagine that you have all the money you have and all the time you have right now in this world, and what would you like to do? Okay, get write down those and start doing it now itself. Okay, and it's like, discover your divinity, right? Find your unique talents and serve humanity with it, and then you can generate all the wealth automatically. Okay, and I will post these commitments, or the how to take these steps, the practices. Okay, and this is the final law, or the seventh law of this book. So I will summarize what we have discussed, this whole book, and conclude it in just a few sentences, or like few paragraphs, right? Okay, so this universal mind, right, the universe, it orchestrates or choreographs everything that is happening in billions of galaxies. So from smallest to the largest, like from the atom to the cosmos, everything that is alive is an expression of this intelligence, this universal mind's intelligence, right? And this intelligence operates through the seven spiritual laws, what author has given us. Okay, and if we really look to any like a simple or any cell in our body, right, they expresses its intelligence through the seven laws. See, like they have taken birth in this law of pure potentiality. For example, DNA is a perfect example of pure potentiality, right? The same DNA existing in every cell, but expresses itself in a different ways to, in order to fulfill the unique requirements of that particular cells, right? And in fact, it is the material expression of pure potentiality. It manifested in this material expression, right? And each cell also operates through the law of giving. So a cell is alive and healthy when it is in a state of that balance and equilibrium, right? Maintaining equilibrium. But it is maintained by constant giving and taking. Each cell gives to and supports every other cell, and in turn it is nourished by every other cell. So, and only, right, by maintaining this flow, like by giving and receiving, the cell is able to give and also able to receive, and thus continuing its existence, right? That it's a vibrant existence. So the law of karma is exquisitely exhibited in every cell, because built in its intelligence itself, it is the most appropriate and precisely correct response to every situation as it occurs, right? We are not giving any instructions to the cells, they automatically react and or make choices, and the responses are always correct. So it is in the law of karma. And the law of least effort is also exquisitely executed by every cell, right? In our body, it does its job with quite efficiency, and they are at the highest efficient and in the state of restful alertness. They are always aware, right? And through the law of intention and desire, every intention of every cell um, harnesses this infinite organizing power, of nature's intelligence. So even a simple intention, like such as metabolizing a molecule of sugar. If we eat something, right, it has to metabolize and convert to energy, right? And what happens? They immediately sets off symphony of events in the body, where the precise amounts of hormones have to be secreted, and at the precise moment, right, it has to do at the correct moment, and to convert this molecule of sugar into pure creative energy, right? So and how it is happening? It is happening through this law of intention and desire. And again, of course, every cell expresses the law of detachment. It is detached from the outcome of its intentions. It doesn't stumble or flatter, because its behavior is uh, it is like function of a life centered, right? Even though they are all individual cells, they work for this whole body, the present moment awareness. And each cell also expresses the law of dharma. See, each cell must discover its own source, the higher self. It must serve its fellow beings and express its unique talents. So the internal dialogue of the cell, if we look at it in the human body, is always like, how can I help? See, the heart cells, they wanted to help the immune cells, and the immune cells help, stomach, and stomach helps lung cells, and the brain cells are always listening and helping. So each and every cell in the human body has only one function: to help other cell. So they are always in the law of dharma. So the seven spiritual laws of success are powerful principles that will enable you, to attain self mastery. If you put your attention on these laws and practice the steps outlined in this book, you will see that you can manifest anything you want, all the affluence, money, and success that you desire. You will also see that your life becomes more joyful and abundant in every way. So there is a natural sequence. If we see in our daily lives, right, you can it will help us to remember these laws only, because see, the law of pure potentiality is experienced through silence, through meditation, and through non judgment, and also through connecting or communing with nature. We have learned it, right? But it is activated by the law of giving. So the principle here is to learn to give that which we seek, right? That's how you activate this the first law, the law of pure potentiality. So if you seek affluence, you have to give affluence. If you seek money, you have to give money to others. If you seek love, appreciation, and affection, then learn to give love, appreciation, and affection, right? And through your actions in the law of giving, you are activating the law of karma. You create good karma, and good karma makes everything in life very easy, right? And you notice that you don't have to expend a lot of effort to fulfill your desires, which automatically leads to an understanding of the law of least effort. And when everything is easy and effortless, your desires keep getting fulfilled. You spontaneously begin to understand the law of intention and desires, right? And fulfilling your desires with effortless ease makes it easy for you to practice the law of detachment, right? And finally, as you begin to understand all the above laws, you begin to focus on your true purpose in life, which again leads to the law of dharma. So through the use of this law, right, by expressing your unique talents and fulfilling the needs of fellow humans, you begin to create whatever you want and whenever you want it. You become carefree and joyful, and your life becomes an expression of abundance love, right? Gautam Buddha, and we all know, right, who he is. He once said, right, this existence of ours is a transient as autumn clouds, right? How the clouds, autumn clouds, especially when the rain is coming, they any second they come and any second they go, right? They, our existence is like that, to watch the birth and death of beings like us. It's like a small movement of a dance in entire dance, right? Small movement, and it's a movement of universal dance. And our lifetime, it is like a flash of lightning in the sky. It is that small. Okay? And we are only visiting this earth for a moment to encounter each other, to meet, to love, to share, right? To share love and laughter. So this is a very precious moment, but it is very transient, very temporary, very small. Our lifetime on earth is like that. It's just a flash of lightning in the sky. So, and if we share, right, with caring and love, we will create abundance and joy for each other, not only for us but for the people surrounding us, right? To everyone. And this book, it says success, right, in title, like seven spiritual laws for success. And we all want success, each of us. And I mean, even though the definition of success differ from one person to person, regardless of what kind of success you want to achieve, however, there are certain things you should focus on. This is not like getting perfect grades, or nailing every job interview, or becoming a billionaire, right? Success depends on factors much deeper and more spiritual than that. And that wisdom is all summed up into these seven laws. So these seven laws have to do with how you connect with your true self and how you also interact with others. So they are about this flow of energy in the world, about being in the here and now, right, without escaping or struggling against the change. We are not escaping, right, to find our true selves, or we're not going to Himalayas or doing these seven laws. You are applying where you are here and now without escaping any challenges, or you are also not resisting to the change, and you are also just living here and now. Okay. And so this is it, masters, like amazing, amazing wisdom from this book. And I would like to take this moment and express my deepest gratitudes to our dear author, Deepak Chopra. Very, very brilliant, and yet very simple to understand and implement. He has researched this ancient spiritual scripts like Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, and worked to simplify and gave us this wonderful knowledge. And I would also like to thank each one of you to joining these sessions, listening to me, interacting and sharing experiences. Beautiful group energies. Thank you to each one of you. Thank you so much. And I would also like to thank Meditation Magic team for giving me this opportunity. There is lot of effort from lot of people goes in the background, right? So thank you for all the masters. It could be, hosting, like creating Zoom sessions, recording, uploading, making beautiful flyers, a lot of planning, organizing, funding, and they spare a lot of their personal time and they share ideas. So thank you to each one of Meditation Magic team. And lastly, I would like to give my, koti koti pranams to Patri sir. Because of him, we have the possibility of, many such wonderful platforms where all of us are gaining wisdom, learning and sharing knowledge and experiences and helping each other, and we are growing together. So just heartful gratitudes to everyone. So thank you so much. So we can let me stop the recording so you can uh,